Hey friends, welcome to Meals with Maria. Today I have the remaining 6 through 10 top meals, budget-friendly meals for my family. Unfortunately, I'm feeling a little sick. We got a little cold going on. Ben's got a little cold going on, so forgive this stuffy voice and all that and this view. But what's most important is I really want to get this video out for you guys. I really wanted to share 6 or 10. I know you were on the edge of your seats waiting for all of our favorite budget-friendly meals. So some of I think my personal favorites are actually in this video because we ranked them like for family favorites. And actually number 10 is my personal favorite because it brings me back. It's like a family recipe. So I would probably actually say that's my number 1 for budget-friendly family favorites. But not necessarily the whole family's favorite. So stick around for number 10. It's gonna be the last one on the video, but it's gonna be my number 1. And I think that kind of brings things full circle. So I'm excited to share with you guys. Check them out. And please let me know in the comments, if you like this top 10 type style or a top 5, if you wanna see, I was thinking we could do top 5 chicken thigh recipes, or I did rice and beans the other day. You wanna see some more rice and beans recipes? Let me know the kind of things that you're looking at, because as I'm looking at sales, I'm realizing we're seeing the same things over and over again. And I'm like, well, why don't we put together a video that's the top things in that category so that you have some new ideas. So I'd be happy to share those. Just let me know in the comments what you think, what you want to see, and I will share them with you. And without further ado, here we go.
We're having breakfast for dinner.
Nice. All right, today's request is breakfast for dinner. So I am just cooking up some bacon here. And then we've got some eggs. I'm gonna scramble these up. The kiddos requested, they already broke into them a little bit. So we got cereal. I bought this throw bread, it was on sale. That is more expensive than I'd like to pay.
And cereal, what's for dinner?
I could even make burritos, I'm not sure.
Let me tell you what the cereal is. Apple Jacks and what is it called? What do you say? Fruit Loops.
All right.
Apple Jacks and Fruit Loops.
All right. Good news, guys.
Yeah, so on the list of budget meals, this is number 6. I also made up some banana muffins, but the most amazing thing about breakfast or dinner is you can make it your own. If you want to, you can just do pancakes, you could do waffles, and in this case, I had bacon. I like my bacon extra crispy. The whole family does. Comment below and let us know what your favorite type of bacon is, how you like to cook it, or if you're sausage family. I actually really like sausage, and so do the kids, but my husband is not a fan. So I feel like everyone has a preference there. So you can see that I just scribbled my eggs. I did put a little bit of milk in there. We have some English muffins as well, and then I had some potatoes in the freezer. So we were just going all out tonight, doing all the breakfast thing that we had. I like to just kind of keep some of this stuff on hand. Eggs are key for us and our family. As far as budget goes, I know bacon right now is so expensive. I have been buying it when it's on sale. So I'm trying to get it for $4 or less a pound. And when it is, I'll buy 2, 3, 4 ones of it. And we go through it pretty fast because, it's delicious. I do love cooking with it. But if you don't have bacon, that's fine. Sausage ends up actually being a lot cheaper a lot of times. And these hash browns, I don't remember how much they were when I bought them. I think they were a substitution. It was kind of a weird thing. But you can get the little pack of Hungry Jack shredded potatoes at the Dollar Tree. Now I think it's $1.25. That's super cheap. And then I think even Walmart and stuff has them for a lot cheaper, around $1, and you can get your potatoes, or you can use fresh potatoes. That's also a good option. But like I said, you could go as simple as just making your pancakes and using pancake mix, and you can get that at the Dollar Tree too for $1, or maybe even do oatmeal. The idea of having breakfast for dinner is just exciting for the family. And then number 7 on our list is meatballs. So it's pasta and meatballs, and I do like to make my own meatballs. I know that meat these days is getting expensive for the ground beef. I haven't seen it on sale in quite a little bit, but you could always make meatballs with turkey. I've made turkey meatballs using the I think it's festive log of ground turkey from Walmart before, and that turned out quite good. So I am just using a meatball recipe that I found online. I don't really use the same one every time. And sometimes it just has to do with what I have on hand. In this case, I had fresh garlic and some Parmesan cheese, and I'm using some breadcrumbs. But Other times if I don't have any breadcrumbs, or maybe I don't have a lot of eggs, or I don't have Parmesan cheese, I'm looking to find a recipe that fits what I have, because in the past I've done like bread and milk. I know that that's a good option for meatballs as well. Sometimes I won't use fresh garlic. I'll just use powdered garlic or powdered onion powder. Powdered garlic. What is that? Onion powder or garlic powder? My brain. And just like a bunch of spices here. So I will make sure to put this recipe below in the description box for you. This meatball recipe turned out great. I don't think I've ever met a meatball that I didn't like. So I feel like they're all pretty good. And you could always buy them, like the fresh or the frozen meatballs when they're on sale. I think I've seen them maybe as low as like $4.99 a bag, which I think is pretty comparable, especially the prices on ground beef these days. But you can do budget meatballs just using dried spices with ground turkey and an egg, and that'll pretty much do it. Oh, and some breadcrumbs. And so that can bring your cost down quite a bit. So just based on what you have, use what you have and make delicious meatballs. They are worth it. This is definitely a family favorite. If I'm asking the kids like what they want to eat this week, they're usually going to say, I want to have meatballs. So when I'm rolling my meatballs, I almost always use a cookie scoop, and I kind of overfill it a little bit. And that is the size of meatballs that we like to make. I'm always putting things down in the description box, like as far as affiliate links. So things that I'm showing on this channel, I usually have that same thing that you can purchase down below in the description box. So if you want to get yourself a cookie scoop so that you can make perfectly sized meatballs as well, and they all cook in the same amount of time, go ahead and do that. I've made meatballs in the oven and on the stove. This recipe happens to be a stovetop recipe. You can see they're not like perfectly round, but it doesn't really matter because the taste is phenomenal and everybody loved them. Another thing I love about this dinner is that I can make the meatballs ahead of time, and that makes dinner so much easier when it becomes dinner time. So I actually put those in the fridge, and then when it was time to cook dinner, I put them in a pot, and then I just poured a can of sauce right over the top. Any sauce will do. You can make your own. You can choose your favorite. And then we're using bow tie pasta tonight just because I happen to have it and the kids love it. Now, it's not spaghetti and meatball night without garlic bread. Oftentimes, I have garlic bread in the freezer that I got for like $1 on sale, or maybe some Texas toast. I've also been known to use a hamburger bun in half and then put some butter and garlic powder and seasoning on that. In this case, I had you can tell it's an older loaf of a Parisian French bread, and I'm slicing that. You can see it's crispy, it's crunchy. That's okay. As long as it's not moldy, it's going to crisp up in the oven, and it's actually going to make it softer on the inside. So just adding a liberal amount of butter to this bread. Overall, garlic bread is a great use for like stale but not moldy bread, and it's just a great way to use that without letting it go bad. So you can see my butter, I think I actually put that in the microwave a little bit. If you keep butter on the counter, that makes it a lot easier. But if you don't have any on the counter, if you just like soften it in the microwave, it makes it so much easier to spread and it gets a nice coverage on that bread. Garlic bread is a make it your own thing too. So I'm just adding a little bit of salt to mine, then some garlic powder, and then I'm going to add a little bit of Italian seasoning. Now, if you want to do like just basil, that's fine too. You could use fresh basil if you have it. If you have some mozzarella cheese and you want to make it cheesy garlic bread, you can throw that over the top of it. It's just so simple. And I'm just going to cook this at 350 degrees for maybe 10 minutes. I would definitely check on it. It kind of depends on your oven and how everything's cooking in there, but should be about that. So you can see my meatballs, my sauce are now kind of like boiling, bubbling up. I had that on a low heat, and I've cooked my pasta. I just want to pour that right into the whole pot, and I just like to mix everything up. I feel like that gets good coverage on the pasta. I always leave a little bit of pasta water in the bottom of the pot, and it actually helps to bind your pasta sauce to your pasta, which is like an old Rachel Ray trick. So yeah, this is how everything looks at the table, and we have our garlic bread, and I've got some Parmesan cheese out, and everyone is very happy.
You excited for meatballs?
Yeah.
What's your favorite?
Yeah.
Number 8 on our budget favorites list is fried rice. Now, the great thing about fried rice is that you can make it when you just have basically rice, vegetables, and maybe an egg. And that'll pretty much do it. As long as you have some soy sauce, you are ready to go. I'm making a little bit more of an involved fried rice this evening. I happen to have shrimp on hand because I got it on sale for I think less than $5 a pound. It's been in my freezer and I wanted to use it. I was thinking shrimp fried rice would be just right. But the amazing thing is you can even do, like, I've heard people do a ham and pineapple fried rice, which I really want to try, especially maybe with some Easter leftovers. If you get some ham and pineapple left over, I think that would be quite delicious. So I am just dicing up a onion and some scallion. Again, if you don't have this stuff, you don't really need it. You can always use onion powder. It's not a big deal. I have made the most bare bones fried rice, and I don't know, I really had never heard a complaint about it. Like, everybody loves it no matter what is in it. And then I'm just cracking 2 eggs here, and I'm going to scramble up a couple of eggs. If you need to go more scarce, go 1 egg. It's still really, really good with even 1 egg. Or if you're going to do no meat and you have extra eggs, go ahead and throw more scrambled eggs in there, and that'll give you some extra protein.
Say, I'm 5 months old.
Sorry about that. I had to share my annoying baby voice with you because, you know, I had to show him and he's just so cute. So I'm just putting about a teaspoon of butter in my pan here and melting that down over a medium heat. And then we're going to add in the egg to this. So you want to cook up the egg before you cook up anything else. I've also done it where I've cooked up the rice and the vegetables and then put the egg in the middle, like kind of like a little volcano, and scrambled it in there. I find that both methods work pretty well, but in this case, I'm just going to remove the egg. And this recipe's like just said use the same pan. It worked out fine. I know that wasn't like beautiful that the egg was on the bottom, but whatever. I ended up adding my butter right on top of that cooked on egg, and then I'm going to put my onion, and then I happen to have shredded carrots around, so I put about a cup. I added a little bit more after of shredded carrots because you know what, you can never have too many carrots. Carrots are healthy and they're delicious. I also love to use like a frozen pea in this. I actually was out of frozen peas in this specific instance, so I didn't end up adding any, but you can do that. You can do like the carrots and peas, really any frozen vegetables will do. And then we're going to do 3 cloves of garlic. And I noticed that I used to be like the big proponent of the microplane and all about that. But then I got this cool rose gold garlic press, which I like using because it's like pretty and it's fun for me. Like, I find that I end up liking using appliances if they're something that like makes me feel good. So it's kind of prettier than the microplane. Now, is it better as far as use and is it like less of a pain? I don't know about that. It does work pretty well. So like with everything else I said, I have like affiliate links down below if you ever want to get one of those. I do have a set of those down there. And I don't know, it just makes me feel better to use that. Like I get excited about cooking. I'm like, oh, it's so pretty. I don't know. It's like a whole aesthetic thing. Comment below if you're also like find that you like using your prettier cooking stuff more than others. Or if you're just like, you know what, I don't even care. Just get it done. I get that too. And so I'm just going to throw in a little bit more butter here because I just feel like we need a little bit more oil. And you could always use olive oil or vegetable oil, or even coconut oil would be really good in this. So once those vegetables are really cooked up well, I'm adding in my shrimp, and now I'm adding in some pre-cooked rice. I think I did a couple of cups of rice, so it's quite a bit of rice, and this is 2 pounds of shrimp. So it's a lot of food here. You definitely don't have to make that much. Again, you definitely don't need shrimp as a protein, but if you are going to cook with shrimp, I recommend using this method because we're not going to cook it for too much longer now, and cooking it like this almost like steams the shrimp and does not overcook them. The thing about cooking with shrimp is like once you put those on a hot pan, they cook in like 2 seconds and they get overcooked really easily. A really perfectly cooked shrimp is so delicious, but an overcooked shrimp is leathery and tough, and it's not very good. I just added in my chopped scallions at this point, and then we're going to add in 4 teaspoons of soy sauce and just kind of mix that all around. And then I happen to have some oyster sauce as well. So I'm going to do 2 teaspoons of oyster sauce. But if you don't have oyster sauce on hand, that's not a big deal. Really, the soy sauce is all that matters the most. I've done recipes too with like hoisin sauce and I don't know, maybe fish sauce in it. Just there's different options for putting in your fried rice. I think I've even seen fried recipes without soy sauce. So it all depends on what you like and what you have on hand. That's why this is like my if you see any of my like Extreme Grocery Budget challenges, it's so hard for me not to put a fried rice into every single one, because one, it's a hit in my family regardless of what you put in it, and two, it's just so versatile. Like you can put anything in it. So leftover chicken, this is great for. Pork, leftover pork. A lot of times I'll put like leftover chicken, like diced, or even like turkey from Thanksgiving in the freezer, and then I'll take that out and I'll use that for a fried rice, so that I kind of can make it at any time, and it's fast. Like you see how quickly this is coming together. I had made like that 5-minute rice like way earlier. Also, the recommendation on rice for this is to have rice that's actually cold and in the fridge, and maybe you made a little extra from a day before or something for a different meal, then reuse that rice for fried rice, and it comes out a lot better because it's like not sticky, you know? So I'm just cooking this over medium heat, making sure that all those shrimp get steamed up and cooked up, and that my rice does actually get a little bit fried. And then I'm going to add in the egg at the end. And this is our amazing shrimp fried rice. Like this is so, so good. And it's good with chicken too. It's good without chicken. It's good with pork. So whatever your favorite protein is, go ahead and add that in, or you can do extra eggs or none of that. If you are vegan, this is a great vegan recipe as well.
So our next favorite meal is grilled cheese and tomato soup. And I actually don't have tomato soup on hand, so I'm going to try something new I saw on, I think, See Mindy Mom. So I will put that video down below if you're interested. She does like a ton of budget cooking, and very similar to my channel. So she actually did like a can of tomato sauce, and then she had heavy cream, and I only have whole milk. But I'm wondering if we can work this out, especially because it's fire roasted tomato and garlic. That sounds delicious. So fingers crossed here that we're gonna have an amazing tomato soup, and then we're gonna have some grilled cheese. Really, I think the kids thought this one was like grilled cheese. They just like grilled cheese. I like the tomato soup with it. If this goes awry and is no good, I do have some cans of soup, not tomato. We can have like chicken soup, and that's still good.
I don't do anything fancy with my grilled cheese. If I have slices, I use them. This time I just had shredded cheese, and I just do a little bit of butter. I know some people do like mayonnaise, Parmesan cheese. That's all good, but I feel like it's never really turned out quite right for me. And when I do have it, I will add slices of bacon, because why not? It's so good. And just to cook that on a little bit of medium heat, make sure it doesn't burn with the tomato soup, and it's delicious. Our number 10 budget-friendly family favorite is called Grandpa's Special Combo, or when I was growing up, it was called Daddy's Special Combo. So this is my dad's favorite thing to make for my sister and I when my mom was working. She used to work nights, and we would probably have this once a week. It was our absolute like go-to thing, and we look forward to it so much. It's just one of those things that is so nice to now make for my boys and know that they enjoy it as well. So you just want to cut up, we're going to need 3/4 of a cup of diced onion, and I think I'm probably just going to use this whole onion because you know how I do. I have the onion, I'm going to use it. You can never really have too much onion. And then you need a 1/2 cup of chopped celery, and about 2 stalks will do. In a pot, the recipe actually specifically calls for a 3-quart saucepan, which I think this is larger than that, but that's okay. I'm going to brown up our ground beef, so just a pound of ground beef. I had that in my freezer. Always buy it on sale. And then add in the onion and the celery. I'm just going to cook this up until this ground beef is browned. And I'm just using this awesome little meat breaker upper thing that I always put in my description box down below. If you ever want to get yourself one and you haven't yet, you can check that out. Once the beef is ground, you want to add in 2 cans of stewed tomatoes, or it's like 1 pound and 12 ounces. It's supposed to be a large can of stewed tomatoes. 1 teaspoon of salt. Stir this together and bring this mixture to a boil. Once boiling, add in 1 cup of uncooked macaroni. Thing I also love about this recipe is it's a 1-pot recipe. This is like a 1-pot recipe before 1-pot recipes were cool. Cover and cook over low heat for about 10 minutes until the macaroni is cooked through. I think I like this recipe for all the same reasons my dad liked this recipe. It is low ingredient. It doesn't take much time. There's not too much going on, but the taste is amazing. It is a kid pleaser. And so once your macaroni and everything is cooked, you want to add 2 cups of shredded cheddar cheese, and then go ahead and mix that up until that cheese is completely melted. I just serve this in bowls, and the kids and family absolutely love it. And you can put a little sour cream with it. That's kind of my favorite way to eat it. And it's just such a favorite going back to when I was little, and that is why it ends up in the top 10. And I'm just so happy to be able to share it with my family too. I want to thank you all so much for watching today. I hope you enjoyed this 6 through 10 video. If you want to see more videos like this, let me know below what kind of top 10 things you want to see. I'm happy to share more. I'm going to put an awesome budget video up right here for you. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe to my channel. I have a lot more great videos, budget videos coming for you very soon, so you don't want to miss anything. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss it, and I'll see you all very soon.